This morning on KLMJ, we have Travis Rice with us. Travis, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike. How are you?
Fantastic. Well, it's great to introduce you to everybody out there. You have a great new song that's coming out today. We're going to talk about that and play that in just a little bit. But why don't we kind of tell people a little bit about you, your story, how you all got started, and how you got interested in music?
Yeah, well, I'm a pretty classic story, I think. Just a small-town kid from East Tennessee. And, come up through a lot of musical influence, not so much in my family, but, as far as musicians, but just fans of music. And it kind of took hold of me when I was in high school and decided I needed to up my chances of getting a date. So I picked up a guitar and started playing. And it just grew from there. It really took a hold of me. And when I got in college, it just kept growing and kept getting more and more addicted to it, so to speak. From there, I started writing and kind of pouring my heart out into these songs that just more as a journalistic way of dealing with life. I didn't really have a direction or a goal or a plan with it. I just knew I enjoyed doing it, and I wanted, and the more I could be around it, the more I wanted to be around it. That kind of grew into the business side of things, and so I went out to college in Murfreesboro and got close to Nashville and see, kind of test the waters and see if it was something I wanted to do as a career. And it just made me fall in love with it even more when I got out to Nashville and saw the level of talent and the level of writing and everything involved. Was fortunate enough to get to go in the studio and kind of test that out as well, and again just fell in love with the process. And so I knew that it was something that I just had to be a part of, whether it was for free or for a career. I had to be involved. So it's just been kind of running like that ever since.
Well, Travis, you mentioned your songwriting. Now, of course, we've talked about this before, is that that's a really hotbed for songwriters is Nashville, and I'm sure you've been able to see that in your songwriting.
Yes, absolutely. I started writing well before I came to Nashville, and a few years anyway, and was getting some pretty cool stuff. But when you're, it's like anything. When you're around the best in the business, it pushes you to be so much better. I've been able to grow so much faster since I've been involved in the Nashville industry, and like I said, it's just a catalyst for getting the best out of yourself, because you got to bring it in order to keep up with the guys that are out here, because everybody's just so on top of their game.
Well, Travis, something exciting, and that is you have a new single that's coming out today. I had a chance to listen to it. What a great song, Always Have Mexico. We're going to play that in just a little bit, but Travis, why don't you talk about how this song came about?
This song was like a lot of my songs, very autobiographical. I've always been, anybody that knows our music from the past few years has kind of got a feeling for me as I'm kind of an in-the-moment person. And if I make connections with people when I travel, it somehow makes its way into a lot of my songs. And this one's not really any different from that. It's just a story of a kid that kind of had a special moment with somebody while in Mexico, and reminiscing about that and that summer love kind of feeling. And it's got a really cool beach vibe to it without being too just over the top, I think. So it turned out really nice, and I think the story is very relatable to a lot of these traveling souls, gypsy folk, kind of like myself. And so hopefully we'll hear some great feedback on it from those guys. That's kind of been the core of our followers over the past few years, just because I think it's easy for them to relate to me on that level because of, what I enjoy doing, which is traveling around and seeing beaches and being on the water and those kinds of things. So, like I said, this one's not really any different. It's just more of what I love.
Well, the song's great. Here it is, Always Have Mexico, and Travis Rice.
Second night in on a Mexico beach, I caught you and your friends looking over at me. Blue-green eyes and a red sundress, that little shake in your hips, I never stood a chance, no. The beach band was playing soft and slow as I stumbled my way through a nervous hello. It didn't take long till you stole my heart, just two souls crashing like waves in the dark. And baby, you had this boy's heart beating like boom, 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 light-headed, palm sweat have Mexico. Spent the rest of the week holding on like forever was a guarantee. Deep down we knew that it just couldn't last, but the moonlight in your eyes was perfect romance. And baby, had this boy's heart beating like boom, 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 light-headed, palms sweaty. But I got you, and even though I had to let you go, you left me with a smile, a kiss, and a memory of a once-in-a-lifetime kind of weekend. As your plane takes off, I know we'll always have Mexico. Had this boy's heart beating like boom, 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 light-headed, palms sweaty, but I got you, and even though I had to let you go, you left me with a smile, a kiss, and a memory of a once-in-a-lifetime kind of weekend. As your plane takes off, I know we'll always have Mexico. Yeah, we'll always have Mexico.
Travis, what a great song, and we do wish you the very best with this one right here. Now, if fans want to know more about you and listeners want to know more about you, I'm sure you're on the social media. That's really big for all the artists.
Yeah, we're everywhere you find artists, we're there, and it's all just Travis Rice Music. Whether it's from the .com all the way to the Twitter and the Instagram and the Facebook, we're pretty easy to find. And we hope to hear from everybody.
Well, Travis, always great to visit with you, and wish you the very best with this new single.
Well, thank you, Mac. I appreciate it.
Travis Rice right here on KLMJ.